Welcome to MNS, everybody. I'm Will,
I'm Matt.
and this is the second episode and inaugural prediction special of The Shifter.
I don't have a shifter. We got to fix that.
So, what we're doing today is fairly simple.
Wait. I have to stop you. I have to make an apology. You know this is really hard for me to do.
Yeah, you're a stubborn guy.
Mr. Jake Garcia, I forgot your name last week, and I sincerely apologize for that because you are a very important fixture in NASCAR. All the people watching this know who Jake Garcia is because you are so darn good at driving. Like, you might finish top 15 in truck points this year in a Thor Sport truck. So, I just want you to know, if you win a race this year, I want you to thank Matthew J. Alverson because I apologize to you. And you know, all apologies deserve a validation. Thank you.
I really appreciate that, Matt. Our program needs as much credibility as
I need
possible.
to apologize to you, too. Is what I'd say if I ever apologize to you.
I got my hopes up. But the other thing I got my hopes up about is this upcoming NASCAR season. I'm quite excited for it. So today we're going to go race by race, including the Clash and the Daytona 500 pole winner, which I'll explain when we get to it. And then we're going to also predict the playoffs. So without any further ado, who do you think is going to win the Clash?
Well, last year you saw Martin Truex win it in a Toyota, and I think this year you will see Christopher Bell win it in a Toyota.
I personally think it's going to be another Chris. I think Chris Buescher is going to win this race just because I think he'll sustain the breakout from last year, but maybe not necessarily in the form of regular season points wins. I don't know. This just feels like a spot where Chris Buescher just might take this thing.
Might be the last Clash year, too, especially with that halftime show. One of us had a machine gun kill each other.
And we don't need to identify which one it was.
It wasn't me.
So that being said, we're going to go and predict the Daytona 500 pole winner. The reason being we don't know who's going to be in each duel, so we can't really predict well, aside from Casgralla is going to win both duels somehow. But aside from that, who do you think is going to win the Daytona 500 pole?
Well, this has been kind of the Hendrick Participation Award over the last few years, so I think it's going to be William Byron. I think it's just his turn.
My pick is more conspiratorial because if you know anything about the Daytona 500 pole winner, at times it's a little fishy how that thing gets awarded. Even down to, I believe it was the first year that Kroger sponsored it, a Kroger car won, things like that. I won't put anybody else on the spot, but just 2013 through 2022.
He does not respect women.
Actually, my main example was Austin Dillon.
No.
You jerk. So that being said, I think because he's taking over for Kevin Harvick, I think Josh Berry is going to win the pole. But that being said, enough about the preliminaries.
I wasn't doing anything.
Who do we think is winning the Daytona 500?
Well, my prediction, I guess, is kind of a conspiracy theory, but not really. In 2004, Dale Jr. won the Daytona 500. And in 2014, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the Daytona 500. He was my favorite driver as a kid. Now my favorite driver is Chase Elliott. The year ends in a 4, so I'm picking Chase Elliott.
First off, Chase Elliott's always a strong pick to win the 500 anyways. Another guy who's always a strong pick to win the 500 who just hasn't quite pulled it off, I think Kyle Busch is going to win the Daytona 500. I think he's finally going to do it. Should have probably done it in 2009. Sorry, Matt. Hate to bring that back up. But I think Kyle Busch is finally going to win the Daytona 500. So, that being said, let's really get into the thick of everything. So, next up, we have the first trip to Atlanta. Who do you have winning Atlanta 1?
Brian Blaney's always a threat on the super speedways. Weird calling Atlanta a super speedway now.
Yeah.
But Team Penske won the first race here last year with Joey Logano, and I think Ryan Blaney's going to take it in a Team Penske Ford.
I think a former Team Penske driver is going to win at Atlanta. I have Brad Keselowski ending the drought. Okay. So, next up after Atlanta, we head out west and go to Las Vegas for the first time this year. Who do you got winning, Matt? Oh, no.
Come here.
Oh, no.
Come here.
Oh, no.
Don't disrespect him.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. Now, when you just think about manly men, you think about the guy who drives that Bass Pro Shops Toyota. A scholar, a saint, sexy, all the S's. That's what you think about when you think of this distinguished, scholarly man. I love him, and he's going to win this race and a lot more races this year with the power of his sexiness. Martin Sexy Boy Truex Sexy Jr. is going to win in Viva Las Vegas for Elvis and the boys. Thank you.
Elvis was not a good person. That being said, I have Kyle
Priscilla.
Larson. That being said, I have Kyle Larson winning at Las Vegas. Now, we stay out west. We go to Phoenix. Who do you got winning?
Team Penske Fords, again, they've shown speed at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Kind of own the place besides Ross Chastain winning last time. But Ryan Blaney got the championship. But I think Joey Logano is going to win this race.
I think, even though I didn't realize in the production meeting that he won this race last year, I, again, forgot. I thought that may have been 2 years ago, whatever. William Byron, I think, is going to win the first run at Phoenix this year. That being said, we got the Bristol Spring Race back, the real Bristol Spring Race. Matt, who you got winning?
This is my first bold prediction. He finished second in this race last year at Bristol in the night race because, we haven't had two Bristol races really the last 2 years, or 3 years, actually. But I got Ty Gibbs finally getting the monkey off his back and winning the first race. I just think he'll win, and I think he'll get it done early.
My pick. Oh, no. Yeah, I've got Martin Truex Jr. winning this thing. I remember for a period of time it was that Martin would be really good at short track, specifically Bristol, and just couldn't close out. And then I think now he has 4?
Oh yeah,
short
he
track
does.
wins? Yeah, I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to win here at Bristol.
Me too.
You didn't pick him, but that's aside from the point.
He went there.
Because now we're going to Circuit of the Americas. Who do you have winning at COTA, Matt?
I have Tyler Reddick going back to back. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want to argue the pick too much. I have Kyle Larson mainly because, I don't know, I just envisioned the end of the race and I see the 5 car just going across the stretch.
Real southern there.
Yeah, I'm getting real southern
We're
here.
going
Well, it's a NASCAR podcast. We got to get down there. Why do I sound like the dad from Young Sheldon?
I don't know what you're
Oh,
going
no.
for, buddy.
Oh, no.
No.
No, Georgie got...
This isn't a Young Sheldon podcast.
what's
We
her
don't
name?
have Jim Parsons
No, what's her
in here.
name? Emily Osment.
What is
He got Emily Osment pregnant. Georgie did. She also said some unsavory things.
You're spoiling
Dakota.
it. Stop spoiling it. I kind of want to watch it eventually.
So now we go to Richmond for the first time this year. Matt, who you got winning?
In the famous words of Larry Mack, Brad Keselowski will win this race. Sorry, I was going for something that just didn't really resonate.
I'm just going to say my pick, Denny Hamlin. I'm not going to go for any weird gimmick because this show isn't about gimmicks. This isn't about the trimmings.
Talk about what
This
you're
isn't-
saying in the production meeting about his butt.
What is said in the production meeting stays in the production meeting.
I don't know. I wasn't invited. It was just you and Bree.
No, it was not.
I wasn't invited to the production meeting, guys.
No, he was in the production meeting.
I have no creative control.
He
over
was
the
in the
show.
production meeting.
No,
No,
I
he
didn't
was
even get
there.
to make my own predictions. They were written down on a little card for me.
So anyway, we go to Martinsville. Martinsville for the first time this year. Who you got winning?
William Byron. Hendrick's just good here. Hopefully the package is fixed because, God, Martinsville has sucked like the last 2 years.
I have Chase Elliott winning at Martinsville. I don't think it's a bold prediction by any means. But that being said, we're going to Texas for the first and only time this year. Thank God.
Thank you.
Who do you got winning?
I have the boy from Prosper, Texas, something 30,000, something Rick Allen. Hopefully,
You don't have to look down with me.
Hopefully,
The point is I'm trying to cut away from one of us so I can check on the recorder. He just doesn't get this business yet. It's just going to take time. Get used to it. It's an adjustment period for everyone.
Chris Buescher.
He thinks Chris Buescher is going to win. I think I think Tyler Reddick is going to win.
No.
Okay. So now we go to Talladega for the first time. Matt, who do you think is winning?
I think I'm going to have PTSD because I think Joey Logano is going to win. God, I hate the 2015 CampingWorld.com 500. God, that race shouldn't exist.
He was there. Don't throw the mic down. It's going to create a really bad sound for everyone involved. You silly.
I'm learning the business. Sorry.
So he's going to have war flashbacks to the 2015 Camping World 500. I am going to cry tears of joy when Bubba Wallace takes home the victory in Talladega, Alabama. But now
Allegedly.
we go to Dover.
Well, Hendrick's been faster the last couple of years. I didn't even give you an opportunity to ask for my prediction. I'm just giving it to you because I'm not patient. I'm going with Kyle Larson like you will pick 10 times in this video.
10 times. That's crazy. I am picking his teammate, though, William Byron. And now we go to Kansas. Who you got winning?
2311's dominated this race over the last couple of years. I know it's really made you happy. Going
has.
with Tyler Reddick.
I am going with none other than the boss man, Denny Hamlin.
He objectified him in the production.
No,
meeting.
I would never do such a thing. But now we go to Darlington for the first time. Who you got?
Well, it's funny that I made the joke about you picking him 10 times. I'm going with Kyle Larson. I think he's going to redeem himself after he got chastained last year in this race.
It's also funny that you talk about objectifying people because I've got Martin Truex Jr. winning this race. Now you stop it. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, you're not going to believe who I have for the All-Star race.
Who do you have winning the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro?
Martin. That man's sexy. Truex Jr.
And I have Joey Logano and his very real hair.
It's not real.
It's so real, man. But now we go to the Coca-Cola 600. Who you got winning?
William Byron. I just, kind of like you said for Coda, I just see him, taking that 24 machine across the line in a speedy fashion.
Give me Brad Keselowski. I think he's going to win the Coca-Cola 600.
After he somehow only makes one pit stop in the race.
Yes. That fuel tank. Let me talk about that fuel tank. But no, actually, let me talk about Gateway, where we head to next. Who you got winning?
Ross Chastain, because, he has so many great moments at Gateway.
Speaking of great moments at Gateway, I've got Denny Hamlin winning this race.
Dang, if we had a third person in the show, they'd pick Chase Elliott.
Probably. Now we go to Sonoma. Who you got winning? Sonoma.
Well, just like he did in 2015, he'll be looking for a spark, and I think Kyle Busch will get that spark at the newly repaved Sonoma, which will definitely provide great racing because the road course package is so good in the next gen and short track. I'm going to go with Kyle Busch.
I'm going with the other Kyle. I'm going with Kyle Larson.
Shocker.
Okay, say what you want, but I mean, Kyle Larson is historically good here. This is not a crazy pick, and neither are the other ones. Kyle Larson is a good race car driver. You stop slandering my good name.
Sorry. Kyle Larson is a good race
These are very scientific and educated picks.
I wouldn't know. My picks were laid out for me on a napkin.
No. So now we go to Iowa. If you just look right there, I have it written down that you're picking Christopher Bell.
Okay, guys. Let me read exactly what my cue card says. Christopher Bell drives the number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota.
Good.
He was very good here in Xfinity Series
Yes.
at the Iowa Motor Speedway, owned by Rusty Wallace. Definitely not Steven Wallace, that dirty, bad race car driver, Steven Wallace. Christopher Bell is very good at short track. Christopher Bell will win at Iowa because Christopher Bell drives for Joe Gibbs and is good at short track. God, I hate Steven Wallace. Thank you, Matt.
So I've got Kyle Busch winning at Iowa. Talking about, experience in the lower series of this track. Also just, I think Iowa, I think this is a racer's track. Kyle Busch. Give me the Bushmeister.
Look at the Bush making the cup. Okay.
All right.
Rob Schneider reference.
Yeah, don't do that. No Rob Schneider references on this program. Don't talk about me laughing at Rob Schneider on SNL.
You can do
That's
it.
Different. That's different.
You can do it all night long.
All right. So we have New Hampshire up next.
I think Christopher Bell's going to be our first back-to-back winner this year. Him and Eric Almirola just kind of owned the place over the last couple of years, and Jeff Burton's retired, and Eric Almirola is also retired, so Christopher Bell.
Yeah, give me Denny Hamlin. I see no reason Denny doesn't win this race. That's just how I feel about it. But now we go to Nashville.
Guys, I have neglected to pick Denny Hamlin up to this point, so I think he'll get a guitar at Nashville, and we'll objectify him.
Right, and I think the person getting the guitar in Nashville this year is going to be the one that got it first, actually, in the Cup Series. Kyle Larson, I believe. Wasn't that? Yeah, he won the first race?
Chase
Yeah.
Elliott won the second one.
So then we head to Chicago, Chi-Town,
Chicago!
Chi-City.
Chicago.
I'm coming home.
Please cut that.
No. Who you got winning the Chicago street race?
Well, last year, he probably should have won this race if he didn't put himself into a tire barrier. Then we got the historical win with Shane Van Gisbergen. Said it right again.
Ow. Ow.
Are we recycling bits now?
Yep.
It's episode 2.
It's episode 2 of Recycling Bits.
God.
That's the kind of that's who we are.
Very
over
mediocre
here.
of you. He said the thing. He said the thing. I'm going with Tyler Reddick because he will not run into the tire barriers this year and make an oopsie.
I'm going with Chase Elliott because road courses, Chase Elliott wins those.
He was very bad here last year. But he did get third because strategy.
Yeah, he did.
Justin Haley almost won.
Once my favorite driver,
Now
Justin
driver
Haley.
for Rick Ware.
Then we go to Pocono. Who you got?
I think Ross Chastain will get redemption. He's been good here over the last couple of years, besides getting run into the wall by Dennis Hamlin, who, go ahead.
Who I think is actually going to win this race. Denny Hamlin, I believe, is going to win Pocono.
You think Denny Hamlin's going to win Pocono? God,
do.
you're really getting bold here.
I know, it's crazy. You see, the joke here is, get it? Because Denny's actually really good at Pocono. So the Brickyard 400's back.
I think with this, a veteran driver will win just because these younger guys have only really seen the road course. And I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin, and I'm going to let whatever bullshit he is about to spew about who's going to win this race. Because, God.
Okay, listen. He talked about his story for picking Chase Elliott to win the 500. When I think of the Brickyard 400, I think of Tony Stewart. I think of, though he didn't win here in the 14 car, I obviously think of the 14 car. So I've got Chase Briscoe winning this race. So we go to Richmond.
I'm going to stop you right there, actually. If Chase, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here, but if Chase Briscoe does not finish top 20 in this race, you will be starting the Shifter episode after the Brickyard 400 with an apology to these good people, because you know these good people are betting people. They have an addiction like you and Norm McDonald. Rest in peace. He had a crippling gambling addiction.
We didn't need to. We love you, Norm. Why the hell would you bring that up on the show?
He has a crippling gambling. He did. He joked about it a lot. He probably would find it funny.
That's true.
But you will be making an apology video to these good people and to Chase Briscoe for giving him a false sense of confidence. If he does win this race, I'll start off making an apology video.
That's fair. I won't be making an apology video because he's going to win the race. So now we go to Richmond 2. Who you got?
Martin Truex, because he's sexy.
I've got William Byron.
For what reason, Will?
I don't know. Any of the other ones. All right. Now we go to Michigan. Who you got?
I think Bubba Wallace will finally get his win on the season here, and he's real good at Michigan. Almost won the race here 2 years ago when Kevin Harvick won. I think he'll win.
I have Ryan Blaney because, if I'm being honest with you, I actually originally picked Bubba to win this race too, but then I realized that I had forgotten to pick Ryan Blaney, and I don't believe he's going to go winless in the regular season, so I picked Ryan Blaney.
You know, you could have just covered your butt here and said that he won the 2021 race.
Yeah, but I wanted to be honest with the people, Matt. Unlike you, I'm not too worried about my image. I care about these people, and they deserve the truth. And you know what other truth they're about to hear? The truth of who's going to win the playoff cutoff race. Who you got?
So, obviously, if I do pick a new winner, this will be my 16th different winner. And I think coming in here, you're going to have Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez fighting for that final point spot. Maybe an SHR car. Probably not. Probably more like a Spire car. But I think Eric Jones is going to walk it off. He's going to have a better season, better equipment. I think they're finally, despite some early season struggles, which would not put him in the points race and put him in a must-win, I think they'll get it done like he did here back in 2018.
Yeah, it was 2018, I think.
Casey Kane dominated the race, oddly, in the 95 car.
So, first off, I love the pick, but I'm going a different direction.
My dad.
Anyway,
Love you, Dad.
he does love his daddy. I said we were going to do it every week. He's going to love his daddy.
He actually texted me after he watched the first episode and said, everybody loves Daddy.
And they do.
What?
Personally, there's somebody that I have not picked to win a race yet, and this is just somebody that I see walking it off. This is a do whatever it takes to advance kind of guy. I got Ross Chastain walking it off and making the playoffs. Now, of course, I'm a little bit of a different situation because I don't have 16 different winners. So I'm not definitively saying that he would have to win to get in, but I think that he could find himself in that situation. So, with that being said, Matt's playoff locks are as follows. Actually, you know what, Matt? I'll let you do your locks. Just go through them.
Well, I have Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, the sexiest, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, and Eric Jones.
And I had a slot for Matt's points guys.
There's none of them.
Non-applicable.
Sorry, Alex Bowman.
So that being said, my locks are Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, and Ryan Blaney. And my points guys are... Wait, what?
Sorry, guys.
Well, I have to... So...
But he wasn't prepared.
Buddy's bad at counting. Buddy is not good at math. That being said, my points guys are Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, and Chris Buescher.
I think it might be time for something.
Do you think it's time?
I think it might be. I mean, we're about to get into the stressful part, so we got to have a little stress relief.
You know, I think you're right. You know, because we're about to get into the playoffs. The very controversial way that we decide a champion. And quite frankly, we don't like it.
Controversial.
We get very...
So fair.
We get very heated. So
I'm going to yell at him. I might hit him in the head with my mic.
you can do that later.
Huh?
Because we need to give the people what they need and what we need. And that is a moment with Matt.
Come here. Come in. Come in. Let's sit. Let's sit. All right, guys. Well, we were talking about a way to decide a champion just a few minutes ago. Well, we all know that the lower series, Will's favorite series, they also have the same great
Awesome format.
format. So they're winning your into. Well, back in 2012, a driver won the truck race at Daytona, and he would have been locked into the playoffs. Maybe that would have saved his career. I'm talking about, of course, you all know him. You all love him. You know who I'm talking about. You know. You know. John King. John King, driving the Red Horse Racing number 7 Toyota, won the 2012 Next Era Energy Resources 250. In fact, he would follow that up with a top 10 result at Martinsville. Now, you're wondering how the rest of his season went?
I am wondering.
Well, it would last 3 more races
Oh.
because he would crash in the next race.
Oh.
And then the race after that, he would run horribly. Come in, come in. I don't think you're listening. I don't think you're
Oh.
listening. And then the race after that, at Charlotte in May, he would crash. Now, he would get another opportunity with Walters Motorsports, but that would end in abysmal results.
Yeah.
He would then spend the next 2 years only getting to run the Next Energy Resources 250 at Daytona, which would also end in abysmal results. And after the 2014 Daytona truck race, John King was not a king anymore. But with the playoffs and with the group me that I set up in the bio, we can help John King come back. Because, God, we all know, sometimes this is for me. This moment with Matt is for me and you. But this one is for John King. Everybody, pour one out for John King tonight. Because that man deserved better. And I love you guys. And this has been a moment with Matt.
That kiss was kind of sensual, to be honest with you. Also, by the way, talking about the playoff format, I forgot to tell you this. I explain the championship format to my girlfriend last night, and her words were, "Wow, that sounds really stupid. Why don't they just do it the old way?" Because I told her about the old way. Jordan gets it. Let me just tell you. That being said, it's time to get into the stupid playoffs that nobody likes.
How's my snack?
So,
snack delivered. For
in
the show.
round
I
one-
haven't gotten the snack yet.
You shut up.
We're firing our intern. She was supposed to be bringing me a snack and a drink for the show, and I have not received it yet. We're firing our intern.
Anyway, the first
About
three.
respect. Sorry, back to racing or whatever.
So, the first round of the playoffs is Darlington, Atlanta, and Watkins Glen. Matt, who do you have winning? Darlington, Atlanta, and Watkins Glen.
I have starting off this another quest for a championship for Denny Hamlin. I have him starting off pretty hot with a win in the Southern 500.
All right, and who you got at Atlanta?
Oh, we're going down like this.
Yeah, we're just gonna go three.
I have Brad Keselowski winning his second race of the season. Almost won the first race last year. I think he'll get it done. And at Watkins Glen, I have Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you, because we're gonna go in order. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil. Watkins Glen is the one race this year where we have the same winner predicted. I've got Chase Elliott winning at Watkins Glen, and at Darlington I have Martin Truex Jr., and at Atlanta I have Christopher Bell. So that being said, Matt, your eliminations would be.
I have Ty Gibbs going home in his first playoffs. I have Eric Jones' Cinderella story coming to an end pretty early. I actually have Kyle Busch getting eliminated in the first round. I only have him winning one race this year. I think it'll be a little down year for Mr. Kyle. And I have Ross Chastain just having some inconsistent results at Darlington and Atlanta and just not getting it done at Watkins Glen, and he'll go home early.
Whereas I have Joey Logano and his very real hair going home.
It's not real.
No, it's so real. I have Chase Briscoe going home. I have Alex Bowman going home, and I have Chris Buescher going home. So I have two of my points guys going home. But now, in the round of 12, we do Bristol, Kansas, and Talladega. Wow.
Again? Interrupting again. We're recycling bits again. But at Bristol, I have Chris Buescher winning from Prosper, Texas. At Kansas, I'll have you being very happy and Bubba Wallace winning. And at Talladega, I have Chris Buescher winning 2 races in the round.
I have, starting off the round, I have Christopher Bell. It's just disgusting.
Disgusting act by Brianna Stone.
Miss Brie Casso. She has great artwork if you want to check out the stuff. Brie Casso.
Don't look at her artwork.
All right. But I have Christopher Bell taking home the first race of the round of 12 at Bristol. I have Martin Truex Jr. winning at Kansas to lock himself into the next round. And to lock himself into the next round, Matt hates this one. Brad Keselowski is going to win at Talladega.
He can't win at Talladega anymore.
He's going to win at Talladega.
No, he'll pass Junior. Stop it.
He's going to win at Talladega. He's
Can't
going to lock
pass
himself
Junior.
into the next round.
I love Junior.
So, that being said, Matt, who do you have going home after the round of 12?
Well, I have Joey Logano in his not real hair. It's not real Will. And
Allegedly, whatever.
And then the rest of my picks are very controversial. I'm just going with the Bristol and Talladega chaos here. I have Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Kyle Larson all going home in the round of 12. I'm stupid, and I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't think mine are much more obvious than that. Like, I have going home Ross Chastain because I think out of all the drivers in the field, while he is probably the most adept to win in chaos, he's also the most adept to be involved in chaos. So I see him going home. This is where I also see Ryan Blaney going home. This is where, I want to be a homer, and I did try and find a path for him to continue, but I just don't see it without him winning a race. Bubba Wallace goes home in the round of 12, and then also Kyle Busch's run ends in the round of 12. So, round of 8, we got Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville.
Well, I have Denny Hamlin going to another Final Four to try to get that elusive championship. Then I have Chris Buescher making his first with a win at Homestead. He was really fast here a couple years ago before RFK even had their resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Chase Elliott in a must-win situation, just similar to like he did in 2020, winning at Martinsville.
I have locking themselves in William Byron winning at Las Vegas. I believe Tyler Reddick is going to win at Homestead. And at Martinsville, in maybe a must-win scenario, Denny Hamlin will lock himself in to the round of 4 to the championship race. So, Matt, your final 4 is Denny, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, and Martin Truex Jr.
You didn't let me say his name. I wanted to say my final 4. Gosh. Now I'm going to say yours. All right. So Will's final 4 is William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, and
Chase Elliott.
Notice how I was respectful. He didn't let me. Wow. Disrespectful.
Let's cut to the chase, Matt. The chase, because that's what the format used to be called. I'm sorry about that. Matt, who do you have winning at Phoenix to take home the championship? First off, do you have somebody other than the champion winning the race?
I don't, because that would require a thought process of who I think would win. But
Same here.
And I'm going to let you read your champion first, because I think mine might get kind of crazy.
I think it's time. I've predicted this many years, and I think a lot of people have. Denny's finally going to do it. Denny Hamlin is going to win the 2024 NASCAR Cup. Is there a name for the trophy?
I think it's the Bill France.
Yeah. Denny Hamlin is going to win the Bill France Cup in 2024.
If I was wrong, you can look it up and put like a little funny graphic, and I'll say an apology next week. But
Womp womp.
I'm going to need them to come in one more time. Come in and...
What?
We talk about high pressure. We talk about manly men, and I think the manliest of men will be the manliest man that ever manned. And I think that will be the sexiest driver in the field with his beautiful, luscious hair and luscious beard and beautifulness and all the beautifulness. That will be Martin Truex, Sexy Boy Jr. Thank you. Sorry.
And on that note, we conclude the prediction special of the shifter. Throughout the year, we are going to keep track of these. It's going to be simple. You get a point if you get the prediction right. At the end of the year, we'll do a fun little thing where we tally all the points and such.
One of us will eventually get one.
Probably. You'd hope so, But...
Oh, if we get the champion, should that be like extra points?
Yeah, okay. If you get the champion, that's worth 3 points for Dale.
And how about the Daytona 500s too? Extra, since it's like the
We'll say Daytona 500 is 3 for Dale too.
Okay.
So Daytona 500 is worth 3 points. Championship is worth 3 points. So we thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like and subscribe. You can comment with video ideas. You can comment anything. We're engagement farming. This is a cruel game we play here.
Please go follow Martin Truex Jr. on Instagram.
I'm Will.
And I'm Matt.
Signing off.
Goodbye.
I don't have a shifter. We gotta fix that.